look, I'm getting these really funny heartbeats. Oh, that's anxiety.
Other aspects of lifestyle which may be relevant.
Be patient with yourself and just build up gradually.
So I just needed to have them work with me.
There's a whole bunch of cardiomyopathies.
Benefits of doing genetic testing.
Take their own heart monitor. There's better types of fat.
Try and find a cure for inherited heart muscle diseases.
Welcome to our national conference. It's always good to welcome back those of you that have attended conference before, and equally pleasing to be able to welcome delegates who may be newly diagnosed. And I understand that there are quite a few new delegates this year, so that's great. The conference provides an opportunity to share experiences and learn together, and to feel the support of the charity and the wider cardiomyopathy community. The theme for this year's conference is Engaging Minds, Empowering Action. Together with our leading specialists, we will explore the wider aspects of cardiomyopathy and provide you with the skills and tools that will assist you in living well with cardiomyopathy and to help you manage the impact that it has on your life. So, for me, thinking back to when I attended my first Cardiomyopathy UK Conference, which was 8 years ago, maybe like many of you here today, I'd never heard of cardiomyopathy until my then 2-year-old granddaughter, Rosie, was diagnosed with restrictive cardiomyopathy. I remember only too well the concern, the fear, the anxiety, worry and confusion for our family, and our desperate need for information, answers, understanding, support, everything that we needed at that time. I came to the conference with my daughter and son-in-law, none of us really knowing what to expect. I left the conference, as we all did, feeling much more knowledgeable about cardiomyopathy and Rosie's diagnosis. And for the first time, having answers to our questions and somewhere to turn to for support and people to engage with as and when we had questions. And indeed, we had lots more questions. We know that many people do manage and live well with cardiomyopathy. However, we do also need to acknowledge that there are those who may be facing the scary world of heart transplant assessment, as was the case with our Rosie. There are members of our Advanced Heart Failure Towards Transplant group, support group here today, who would be very happy to talk to you should you be in that position or should you wish to join the support group. Cardiomyopathy UK gave my family support and a much needed lifeline when we entered the world of cardiomyopathy. That support continued through to transplant and beyond. Together, we learnt how to cope. I guess this may sound familiar to those of you who have been living with cardiomyopathy for some time, and hopefully reassuring for those of you who are newly diagnosed. There is help and support for you at all stages of your journey. As I said, for my family, that was 8 years ago, but the charity has been a lifeline for families like mine and yours for more than 30 years. We are proud of the charity's achievements, but we know, because you tell us, there is much more to be done. We continue to work with the highs and the lows, such as the good news in June that NICE had approved mavacamten, the first treatment specifically for people with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy with obstruction, and welcomed the fact that people would be able to access the drug on the NHS. However, the low being that we still wait to hear when it will be available. I'm sure this is likely to come up in Jerry's session too. In August, we welcomed the publication of the new European Society of Cardiology Guidelines for Clinical Practice, guidelines on the management of cardiomyopathies. The guidelines are aimed at helping healthcare professionals to diagnose and manage patients of all ages with cardiomyopathies, and to provide a practical diagnostic and treatment framework for patients and their relatives. The challenge will be to make sure that GPs read the guidelines and work with them. We continue to play an active part in the international cardiomyopathy community. This enables us to ensure that people affected by cardiomyopathy have a stronger voice. We have played our part in 2 international awareness campaigns and produced international standards for involving people with cardiomyopathy in research activities. The Cardiomyopathy Patient Council is now part of the Global Heart Hub that brings together over 100 patient-led heart disease charities from across the globe. We are one of the 19 member charities that span across 13 different countries. We have also been supporting ICOM, a newly formed charity that's chaired by our president, Perry Elliott. ICON is formed of a network of healthcare professionals. We have helped ICON to develop their strategic plan, secure funding, and have governance in place to be a well-run and sustainable charity. ICON is hoping to launch its manifesto, setting out a long-term vision for the diagnosis and treatment of cardiomyopathy by the end of the year. Throughout the year, we've been busy working on a new and ambitious 5-year strategic plan for the charity. The plan is currently in draft form and will come into effect January 2024 and will run through to December 2028. Trustees have overall responsibility for the strategic direction of the charity and therefore the plan. Joel will be sharing a brief overview of the plan in his session later today. I'd like to introduce you to some of the people who helped to shape and develop the plan. People who give their time freely to make our work possible, together, of course, with our excellent staff team. I'm not sure if Perry's here. I think he's having a lie-in this morning. I was going to ask Perry to stand. I know lots of you know Perry, but we'll forgive him for having a lie-in. Jerry? Is Jerry in the room? Jerry is here. Oh, Jerry, do you want to just stand up and take a bow? Jerry Carr-White, one of our vice presidents, who's at the back of the room. You should have been up here. And Alison Fielding, who's our other vice president. Thank you. All of whom ably represent the charity. Our thanks go to all of you. You may have signed in to hear firsthand from Perry or Jerry, who will both be presenting sessions here today. Our trustees bring with them a wide range of skills. They have all been touched by cardiomyopathy in some way, either having the condition, being carers, or as someone who sadly lost a loved one, family members. Trustees work hard to achieve best practice in charity governance and take the lead in monitoring our progress against plans to ensure that we deliver on time and on budget. As well as attending board meetings, trustees are involved in our support groups, subgroups, and or work directly with members of the senior management team. We're truly grateful for the dedication, enthusiasm and passion of our volunteers, our supporters, our staff and professional, and many others, including yourselves, for what you give to the charity. With our army of support, we can be there for anyone whose life is affected by cardiomyopathy. I'd also like Joel, our Chief Executive, to stand. Oh, Joel's over in the corner. Many of you know Joel. Thank you, Joel. The charity's primary purpose is to support you and your families. Under Joel's leadership, we strive to do just that. With the previous year's annual report and accounts recently signed off, and another year end fast approaching, I'm pleased to be able to report that the charity continues to be in good shape thanks to our grant givers, community and event fundraisers, and all who have supported the work of the charity through their generous donations. So I think all that's left for me to say is it's great to have you all here. Please do enjoy the conference today and take the opportunity to link up with others whilst you're here today. Thank you. Have a good day.